tickled and excited, I say, hello. We're in the dark for now. Hi, it's Bank 60s. It's Norbsoft Dev's Scourge of War, Waterloo. We're back. We're back. Man, I have been so pumped to share this episode. To get to this point, we've reached a critical point in the struggle at LIGNY between Napoleon and the Prussian forces under Marshal Blucher. And I must say, it's been back and forth. The plans that I had intended haven't really come out the way that I'd hoped. And that's the way that it goes. You try to do certain things to have a different effect, to try to get the enemy to react a certain different way. Things go right, things go wrong. You win some, you lose some. And here we are in a pretty tense situation where it's going to be time to make some really important decisions. And I decided on essentially just creating what I hope would be a stubborn and really difficult defense along a line from this hill through this hamlet, anchored on this fort right here, and then aided by artillery in this field here west, or I should say northwest. I believe that's right. Yeah, northwest of St. Amand. And with cavalry in support to the rear, but nearby, and then artillery being placed in a variety of locations to help really strengthen the killing power of the line. And I think that upon further review in my mind, it may be appropriate in this situation, considering the idea that we really do want to inflict as much damage as possible. We're really going to maybe have to kind of overdo it with the artillery. So where I'm going to start is with also another adjustment to my plan, which is it's worth it to stick around long enough to just take these points. It is still valuable to at least push the line this far. So what I will do for starters, and we'll go ahead and kick it off, is take these guys. We'll go ahead and deploy some skirmishers right here. And these guys, same thing. And we're just going to cover these approaches right here so that when these Prussians come up, because they're coming, we've got a line ready. And then I'm going to take the main line battalions and bring them back this way. Except enough of them to hold the objective area for a little while. And then next is 3rd Corps Artillery. We need to bring it up. And we need to peel it to try try to be as efficient as possible. We're going to peel it over like this. This battery will come up here. Boom. We'll let it get moving. These guys are going to get ready right here. We're going to bring these guys back into these bushes. This unit here can probably retreat, and I wouldn't be too offended. Then we're going to go ahead and bring another horse battery from the Guard Cav over here. Set it up on the hill. We'll bring this brigade of the Guard Cav into the woods right here. And they'll be there to guard that artillery. This cavalry is going to come up, and instead of the infantry, I think, being the main stalwarts maybe in this area, I think I might make it cavalry instead. So we'll bring these guys up in one line, these guys up in another. Got our guns going here. Alright, so these guys I'm going to take command of. And we're just going to get back in here. That's Piat. This is Gerard's. Okay, that's the division commander. Let's bring him back here. And then I'm gonna, you know, if I can sneak guns into places, I'm probably gonna try. Let's get these guys out of here. You know, it's worth it, I think, to go ahead and try, if I can. Oh goodness, okay. We got some Prussian cav that's causing problems for us here. Alright, we didn't quite catch this over here. So it has begun to a degree over here on this side of the battlefield. We need to make sure that we're protecting our guys best we can. Good, good. Let's keep coming. Let's double quick it. Go, go. Keep coming. Just want to make sure our guys get back to this hamlet where I was going to have them come to. We'll go ahead and let them use the road. You can come back as well. We'll get their brigade commander back here. Have him run himself. Go ahead and take the road. That's Piat. Alright, so we've got our cav up. We've got the artillery up. Prussians have some guns up on this end of the field here. I think it's time to bring this horse battery up. Set it. in a position to fire down. And then real quick, was needing to take a look over here. We're still solid over here with our artillery. Looking good there. Let's go ahead and get some skirmishers out. This way we can maybe, first of all, counter their skirmishers. And perhaps push a little bit. And then another thing I'm going to do is bring up this cavalry brigade to assist over here. Bring him up right about there. We'll go actually into more of an assault stance there. Have him. We'll take him. We'll keep him on for now. Take charge. Not many of our units out here, but not too many of theirs either. Looks like. Oh, Wagnley objective activated. Okay, that means that we have stood long enough over here to take this objective. And that means largely that I think I'm okay bringing these guys. We'll go ahead and we'll hold as long as we can. Maybe with one square out here against this cav. I think I'm good with that. We'll leave these skirmishers here. We'll bring these guys back. This unit will come back to the woods. We'll have our cav here. Take command of, well, no, we don't want to do that. We want to take command of the cav brigade leader, Vile. We'll wheel him a bit. Let's try to kind of straighten the guys out a little bit. You know me. We'll have a little cavalry back up there. We got some strong artillery positions here. We've peeled off some of our 3rd Corps artillery. Let's continue that. We will set them here. Got that. I think I'll make these guys. How many troops do we have in here? We could probably split this unit out and give these guys some reinforcements, and then split off a unit of skirmishers. The main battalion could probably just hang out right here in assault column with the skirmishers hanging out right here in the bush. And then we're really at this point hoping that the Prussian cavalry hasn't just wrecked our withdrawing infantry. Looks like they might have caught up to us a bit over here. Let's keep coming, fellas. Let's keep coming. Alright, we've got these guys are in a decent spot. Let's get some skirmishers out. From these dudes, let's do the same here. Let's do the same here. keep them right here in this brush right here. As a matter of fact, actually, we will allow these guys to come up here because we'll put these guys on guard. Same here. We'll deploy some more skirmishers. Guard these guns. You want to try to set up a solid defensive line with skirmishers in front of your guns as best you can. And you're really just, you know, you're kind of just doing the best you can to preserve forces because this is going to be a really crazy fight, I think. Pretty sure coming up. The Prussians have a lot of stuff on the way, and we're going to have to try to beat it all back. Oop, here we go. Stop. Stop. Or retreat. That's fine too. Here comes the Prussian cav. Safe here. Sorry if I get a little quieter when I'm focused, of course. And we're going to lose a few guys here with a Prussian cavalry charge coming on. We may have to countercharge here. With some guard cav. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Gets a little crazy starting off. Let's have him charge. We should be able to run these guys off. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. All right, managed to keep these guys alive. So now we know that it's good that we have cav here, right? And and that it's guard cav. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I have fun playing sometimes, and that was one of those times. All right, so. The Prussians have a lot of that kind of, I guess, average cavalry, just run-of-the-mill stuff, and I am certainly heartened to know that my guard cav can have that kind of an effect. Jesus, that was incredible. So, that's good, and we are encouraged, and that is good, and we'll continue to just establish this line here, as here we go, the Prussians come up. We got a couple of units in here, more Prussians, more guns. Not much to worry about over here, I don't believe. Oh gosh, a little bit of a breakthrough here. Go hunt. Looks like getting back into my guns here. It's this division over here that was guarding the town of LIGNY. They just aren't stopping. They are fighting to the bitter freaking end over here. It's been close to 2 hours or more that they've been over here slugging away with me. I have to say, it's kind of impressive, and they've pushed me back at damn near every turn, and they're still doing it. It's a little frustrating. I think I may have to, let's see, his division. Let's see if maybe the AI can't do a better job of holding. Let's take all of his troops off take command, and let's have him hold. And let's see if he can do a better job than me, you know? You can't do it all yourself. So let's have this cavalry unit probe behind him. And then I think we're good with the rest. He's moving, there we go. And hopefully we can manage to hold them at bay. And then here we go with the main action. Forming squares here. Okay, we got Cav. All right, fine. So, what we'll have to do is counter with Cav. Bring some more up at some point, but we do have some canister shots coming in, as you can hear there. That's good sound. You want to hear that? We'll just bring some cav out front here, just to make sure we try to run off this Prussian cav that's coming at us. Because it seems like they're kind of leading with cavalry out here. There we go. So we just kind of run them off like that. And we'll just have these guys really just there guarding. There we go. These guys can be right here. We're in good shape. For now. And we are waiting on the Prussians to come at us, really. And this brigade commander, for some reason, I think it's because, okay, Piat I have command of. This guy, I don't. And he keeps moving his troops forward against orders, which, I mean, hey, what better way to simulate the way that a battle can just go weird sometimes than to have the troops do this kind of stuff, because the commanders are just acting on their own initiative. So we got to get Villar's troops back in line here. All right, so these fellas, let's go ahead and put them in the woods. Let's do these guys back here in the village. Right here. These guys, let's keep this cav handy right about here. These guys can go We can put them kind of like in a reserve position here, because we really don't need this infantry to be over here. I mean, we can use it. We can really use it here. And again, these units are just being funny. Oh man! All right, this guy can back here. We're gonna start thinking about, all right, what is going on over here? Their artillery must be running off some of my guys over this way. Is this where? Okay, here's where they're coming. So here's where we need to meet them. And we'll bring up some horse battery, and here we go. We're gonna bring up this artillery. Right here. And we're gonna bring up this cavalry division right here. Set up to meet this threat, and we're going to protect these guns in the process. And then I think I want to figure out more ways to get more guns into my defense over here. I think I want to put these guns right here. And these are horse batteries from Milad's Corps. Who are these guys? Dipryu's Brigade. All right, so this was this was troops I had posted over here. It looks like they got run off by these units, these Prussians. And the Prussians are making another push into St. Amand, it looks like. And they may have captured one of my supply wagons. How am I doing in the church? I haven't looked at this in a while. The church itself is okay. My units' morale is not so great. That one's doing all right. We could probably switch out one of these guys. This dude, he could probably head out, and then this guy could probably head in. We could run him. He could form up like this, and then we may be in a situation where, I mean, our line is kind of is what it is at this point. I don't think there's going to be much change in it. And I don't know what the Prussians are going to do about it. If anything, we're going to maybe need to run off some of their guns right here. Here we go. We got a lot of Prussian artillery right here. Let's see how much damage we can do. As a matter of fact, this will be maybe a trial run where I may bring kind of like closer to a brigade sized force over here. And we'll try to sneak in with a squadron for now. Oh, are they gonna go for the artillery, or are they gonna go for the infantry? Artillery, all right, here we go, fellas, here we go. Keep going. Go, go, go. Oh, they went for the infantry that time. Run them off. Good job. Good job, boys. Oh, these cuirassiers are going to win the day, everybody. Oh, they're making mincemeat out of these Prussians. Well, look at this. The hero 9th Cuirassiers. Forward! From Vile's brigade. They are vile, these men. These devils. And forward they charge. Through the formation. Forcing squares. Alright. I think they've done enough. Good job, men. Good job, men. You've earned a little time off, I believe. Good work. How are we in here? Splendid. Splendid. And we'll have more cav coming up here with artillery. Cavalry is just hard to deal. Like, it's just annoying. Cavalry can just kind of hang around when it's paired with artillery, a lot of the time anyway. All right, so we've reached a point here. This is interesting. This battle is getting intriguing, no doubt about it. And we're going to want to try to run off. I mean, at this phase, I think we're kind of just pushing back and forth, little skirmishing here and there. Maybe, oops. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. We're intercepting messages. Got a lot of artillery up. How are we looking across the field here? Holy crap! What are you doing? Oh, they just decided to make a push. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Over here. You know? I will take it. Good job, men. And then I'll tell you what I'll do on top of that is bring up this brigade. And we'll form a line. And we'll let this guy come into here and take that fortress. And then what we need to do immediately is bring up guns. Right now. Go. Guns, and more guns. Please and thank you. We like to play with artillery. Artillery is king. Artillery is king of the battlefield. And that's just the way that it is. We respect that. We will respect that. And we will utilize it as best we can. Again, anchoring another line on this fortress here. Boy, oh boy, how about the AI making it happen over here? We can go ahead and probably give him a chill out order. Maybe even take command of him. We don't need to get too overzealous over here, buddy. But I'd say, you know, hey, good work. And we'll bring you back here in line. And you can hang out, be ready for the next phase. Those guns need to be taken care of over here. I do know that. All right, so this is what's got our attention. Now, we got some canister here. Our guns being in this position will make all the difference. And we've made their guns back up. Backing up behind town, that's important. I'm gonna go ahead and keep these guys kind of just like this position. They're going to be hiding around the corner of this house. Just keeping an eye on things. Keeping a peeping eye. All right, here comes some more Prussians across the river on this flank over here. Okay. Okay. And then here's where cavalry can make problems. Here's where cavalry can make problems for you. Go ahead, fellas. Go get them. Go get them. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Ah, that's right. I need to take them off. Take charge. See? All right. No, we didn't want to. We didn't want to go that way. So this is where the AI isn't so impressive in the idea that I intended for you guys to go this way. Why on earth would you go in the other direction? Pushing back my guns. They're making my guys confused. The artillerymen are going, oh, you guys were supposed to come this direction. Why are you going backwards? It's all right. Sorry, guys. We got turned around. Sorry, fellas. We'll have canister right here and a cavalry charge on top. Well, actually, I tell you what, we'll stop. Yeah, we'll stop. Matter of fact, we'll retreat. We'll come right here. Nah, yeah, all we needed to do is just make sure we had those guys formed up in square. And that way, the guns can do what the guns do. Here we go. Let's bring up some more. And then the next thing that is on my mind right now is making sure that we have enough ammunition. And so we go to the ammo wagons. This one is for whom? The 14th Division of Cavalry. That's one of Milaud's. So he can come kind of up here. This is Division of Cavalry reserved to the Guard. Okay, that is definitely one we want. Okay, that's kind of over here. Where else do we have? We got another one right here. Looks like artillery reserve to the Guard. Okay, yeah, that's we need them to be kind of in this area here, I think. All right, now how are we doing overall? There we go. Now we're back on the positive side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and there's some folks who would criticize me right now. I'm pausing the game, okay? I was watching some of my prior episodes before this battle, and I was feeling like less of a man because I'm pausing it in the middle of the action. And, you know, sometimes you kind of have to do that in order to, I guess, I'm not in the real thing. I'm not trying to stress myself out here. I'm trying to have a good time. And so I just was going to take a minute to kind of reset and reevaluate where things stand right now at the Battle of Ligny, the retelling, the reimagining of the battle. Here, as we've reached now, time of 5:15 p.m., the French advancing with a lot of strength on the left, now holding strong around St. Amand La Haye, having taken that objective, and now casualty figures equaling, equaling out a bit, you might say. And we still have 50,000 troops left to fight with, and a whole lot of the troops that we've got doing work around here are, I think, in pretty advantageous positions, with the Prussians coming against positions that they probably aren't going to be able to break, and that could be very costly to attack. I mean, and at this stage, it's at 5:15. We're not quite 3 hours into the battle. And I guess the concern would be the Prussians continuing, as it seems that they may be doing here, with 2 of the divisions of the upcoming Second Corps moving kind of off towards Saint Amand and in this direction. Now, my artillery and my artillery that's parked here with my cav backing it up is probably going to be firing at them as they're making their way this direction. At the same time, it's probably a good time to start thinking about what it is I plan to do with the Young Guard right here, and whether I want to advance and just, meet it, right? Meet the threat here at Saint Amand and fight over Saint Amand again, because it looks like that's kind of the direction they're heading. I mean, I could double check that, of course, and I could be wrong. I could be being stupid. Let's double check it. I mean, my cavalry counter charge was really pretty effective over here in stopping this division in its tracks. It looks like they were actually headed kind of more this way. And if that's the case, and they're going to break on this fort here, there's parts of me that wonder, is there something maybe I could be doing? Maybe shift some batteries over to, I don't know. These guns here, I do think are doing a good job of battering these troops as they try to advance against these positions of mine here. Having these guns here and protecting these guns, I think, is going to be the key to kind of victory on this side of the battlefield. And as you can see, they've got another division here. I just can't tell where they're going. They seem to just be stacking up now. He may have, the AI, he being the AI, may have realized that he's up against maybe more than he can handle over here. And may be looking to just see if I'll advance. I think he may see the strength of my positions over here and may not make an aggressive push against the rest of 3rd Corps and Milaud's cavalry. I think let's just push off pause really quickly to see what these guys are doing. Just really quickly. Okay, so they're kind of coming at this fort, and I think they're going to try to push and take this fort. And so then the question becomes, do we really care that much? the answer would be, I think, in plenty of different historical circles, yeah, you care about holding it because it's such a good defensible position. You know, it's kind of like Hougoumont at Waterloo. I mean, why give it up if you can hold it? Now, the only problem is that this fort takes damage fairly quickly, and so you kind of have to balance, you know, within the rules of this game and within the laws of this engine. You know, you kind of have to judge how hard are you going to fight for it, how long, when is the time to go ahead and pull out. But this is a hard spot in our defense, you know, a hard position that we can literally just anchor, you know, all kinds of little defensive actions around, involving infantry, involving mostly infantry, but involving cavalry. Over here too, I don't sense a super aggressive push by these guys. I mean, what I could do, similar to what I did over on the right that turned out so surprisingly well, is just order my generals to take their own initiative. And that could be an idea. And allow for Third Corps to push as far as it can push. We do have a gap in the Prussian line right here, and this is something that the AI does, frankly, is they'll just kind of stack up around the objectives wherever it is that they can. And so you're going to notice over here that they probably will begin to kind of coagulate around the objective here. So we'll forgive them for that, I guess you might say. And if I were to issue an attack order or something here, or allow the commanders to do things on their own initiative, I mean, they could go running off all the way up and through here and get themselves in trouble fighting against this division reacting here. I'm not really, I don't think, ready to give up that measure of control of the line. You know, as you've heard me talk on and on about, I'm all about line integrity. And right now, we do have this situation where I think we're going to be able to really tear up this enemy division right here. I'll show you where I'm talking about here on the screen. And you saw it a little bit ago. These guys coming across. This division as it's coming across the river. And basically just, we've got all this artillery up here. As they're coming up, I've got my cavalry that can make them form square, and here's our artillery to pump canister rounds into them and until they decide they want to run away. You know, until they've decided that enough guys have taken canister rounds to the face and everywhere, and enough blood and horror has occurred for them to not want to stick around. And you know, it's an unfortunate thing kind of in war that you know, troops are asked to hold positions like that, and it's something that in 19th century warfare you frown upon. But you know, the thing that you kind of, again, that we get reminded of, that you have to understand, is that communication is key. And if you're trying to communicate to whatever this is, probably 450 guys, that's what that probably represents, you kind of have to have everybody clumped, you know, within shouting distance. I mean, they didn't have radios. So, you know, then what else do you combine that with? The technology of the time, which were single-shot, muzzle-loading rifles, muskets, so smooth-bore muskets where nothing was really that accurate. So literally just putting a whole bunch of dudes together with these single-shot pipe, pea shooters, you might say, kind of thing, and just as many of them shooting in one direction as possible, please, yes, and thank you. Then you basically, just like in combat with units today, such and such squad, such and such platoon, such and such battalion, you are ordered to go forward and you are ordered to hold this position. Well, our units today that comprise 450 men can hold a space that is vastly larger because of the weapons, the technology, the ability to communicate across long distances. A unit of 450 men today can hold this entire battlefield. Not really, that's an exaggeration, maybe, but dang near it, really. But in this time, when communication was so much different, where it was couriers, messages, yelled, and trumpets and drums is the best it got, and that was for the whole brigade and the whole division. When we got down to the battalion, where the guys were shoulder to shoulder and everybody was relying on each other, and your buddy next to you and all the rest, everybody is shouting their commands. Everybody is following vocal orders, and everybody, you're trying to yell over the chaos of battle. Of course, there's trumpets at the battalion level too, because the noise starts to impact people, and the smoke and everything, and so that's important to have at battalion level. But the point being, that's why the units had to be this way. And the thing that was so unfortunate about it is that there wasn't some other way to communicate and allow for them to disperse when something like this was presented to them, or if perhaps commanders were just smarter about it and got them out of there. Which I think that if I were playing a human opponent, that's what would happen. But I guess maybe there'd be a human opponent that's not paying attention over here for a little while. There's always that possibility. But I just don't think that a human opponent would allow these guys to sit there like that. So it is unfortunate that the AI Prussian opponent probably will let this division just come up this hill and get torn to shreds. But hey, that's war, and there you have it. And these fellas here will probably get treated very badly by these guns here on the slope, with our infantry ready to deal out punishment from cover up here. They're in square, which I'm okay with, and then we've got some artillery that's come up here that we brought up. That I think that's a horse battery. Let's double check that. Yeah. So I'm glad that I was able to just kind of establish this position, and now we have what could become a pretty intense fight over here, I think, for this fort. So I want to, I think, maybe fight this fight a little bit over here. I'm going to select this unit, and we're going to form up. We're going to come up here. We'll go ahead and double quick it. So we're gonna put up a fight over this fort over here on this side of the line. And right now, what I'm going for is casualties, just straight up. I'm just trying to kill Prussians right now. Going for the Wagner objective is worthwhile right now. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of guys in my way. I would get a lot of my guys killed trying to, attack. I mean, I guess maybe unless I let the AI do it. As we saw over on the right side of the field. Speaking of which, I think maybe we should regain control of that brigade commander, actually, to, yeah, stop, because he's pushing far over here, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll put more troops into the castle there. This stuff over here is not well placed, but okay. I do want to return to this action. Fighting against the square like that. And I don't know why. Okay, these skirmishers for some reason decided to come way out here. That wasn't a good idea. And then we've got over here some skirmishers to run off. Dufour's brigade. Where are his troops? Oh, they're in the fort. Okay, so let's put Dufour in there with his troops. Maybe that will strengthen their resolve a bit more. And we can put him here. I don't really know if I think no, those aren't his troops. At any rate, we're gonna bring cavalry forward to run off some skirmishers here. We're gonna have some time on that. So let's come over here on the left and see how it's going. And if it's going as we suspect. Like it is. These poor bastards are just going to sit here and eat canister for a little while until my guns basically just make them run away. Same with these guys. So the plan of trying to fill up this area with dead Prussians is, you know, it's not going quite like I'd imagined, but close. No doubt about it. And pretty soon we will have help from First Corner. Looks like they've got some more troops coming up here. Cavalry. I mean, I guess that was always coming, but that's a strong force of cavalry right there. We may, that cavalry could challenge us over here on the left, maybe. Although that, I mean, my guard cavalry would say different, and here's the other brigade of it, which is the heavy guard, heavy cav. Let's bring another battery of artillery up here. Guard cav artillery. Right there, I'd say. Keep it out of the bushes there. The bushes.
Let's go back to our overall, see how we're doing. All right, now we have turned the tables
Against the Prussians on the casualty count once again, which is good news. And we've taken this area, the castle, taken this fort. We are, just because, and this is gaming, this is a little gamey. I'm going to admit that this is gamey right off the bat. That I'm going to allow for this objective to stay alive. And you could call it something that you would translate to in real life as a strategy where you're not making a full advance and taking Ligny to maintain interest, Prussian interest in this side of the line. Because once I take Ligny here, Brie opens up, which will just attract all of the Prussians over here. And I don't really want that. And as I wouldn't have, I would want to kill Prussians over here on this side of the field. I mean, that's it. So let's head back over this way. And let's see what we've got. Pretty sporadic action over here, really. Not much to it. Could probably let some skirmishers out here. We could... Now, here's one thing we could do. We could charge this square. We could do that. The other thing we could do, which is the smarter thing, is to just grab a couple of guns and blast it out. These guys don't need to go get themselves killed. Running in no square. Matter of fact, their little mission kind of failed, I would say, overall. Waiting for artillery to come over. Definitely want to see when this happens. Don't want to lose sight of anything else that's important, though, of course. We're looking good. We're looking good. Looks like these Prussians may have decided to get smart about their advance over here. I don't know. I did finally run off these guys who were in square. So there's that. But now we have guns coming up to blast this square away. And that square is already being hammered pretty hard. Here we go. Now, one thing that, yeah, okay, these guys, okay, they can't see them. Them as a target for these guys because we want them there. God, we got 31 rounds, 32 rounds of canister to use on these dudes. This is not going to be fun for you, gents. Killed like 20 guys. It's not fun to be these dudes. Not fun at all. Coming up on 5:30, we've got 4 hours left. The first corps on its way. Third corps doing decent action here against the Prussians with Milad's help. We've come forward into St. Amand La Haye, taken in. The Prussian second corps reacting and coming up against some really stiff resistance here around this fort. My cavalry, my artillery coming up and to be honest, it's interesting to see the Prussians in a bit of a bind. The AI, I don't think, can quite figure out what it wants to do with my position over here. Same over here. Looks like they may be content to just, you know, gather a whole bunch of troops around this objective over here, as the AI is wont to do. In this scenario, they actually do gather a lot of times around Wagons like this. And it's a little silly, and I don't like it, and that's okay. But we try to kind of just put that all out of our minds and let it be what it is. The AI is not a perfect thing, right? I wish I was playing against a human opponent on this thing. You know, it would be interesting to see what a human opponent would do with the forces available to you against me over here on the left of the French line. But for now, the AI is content to just kind of let me make it, I think, a little entertaining for everybody watching. And hopefully it is that way. Let's see overall. Okay, so, I mean, I don't know. You know, it's not... I'm on the positive side now, right now. And I will continue to be, I do believe, with my positions being what they are, and with the AI doing what it's doing. The first corps is going to be coming on, elements of it, here before long over this direction. I'll go ahead and pause the game again. Because we're now at about we're near another hour of live action. And decent spot to just kind of reset. I mean, we really could, now that we're in the position that we're in, maybe order a kind of a general advance by these troops here. Or go ahead and take Ligny and then order the general advance by these troops and go take Brie and maybe encircle these troops. And then maybe we can destroy the Prussian army in one afternoon. Or a big chunk of it anyway. And then maybe snare these guys with First Corps around Wagons. It's a shame to see the Prussians not be smart about establishing any sort of a line, even a line of skirmishers along the river front here, on the important crossing points. You know, I do think a human opponent would do something like that, or at least think of it. I'm trying to think of what else. You know, there's just, you know, no game is perfect. I love this game. AI is very difficult to figure out, especially, I mean, you're dealing with so many units. It's hard to get everybody acting, reacting, and fighting, moving like they would or should have. And it's, I think, an art, and I'm having fun fighting the battle in the different spots where it's interesting in any case as we continue to push for victory. But I do think that what I may be able to do here is to perhaps even start moving forward over here on the right, as a matter of fact, toward this objective. Start to really push them. I mean, you know, the idea being that we had intended to push them off the river. Well, you know, the river's over here too. And these are some areas that would be good to, you know, just get us moving forward. But I do think that we are in a position right now where we could probably win this battle. At least I think maybe with the way the score is turning around, get ourselves a minor victory. Maybe not a major victory, but a minor victory. I don't know if we're going to be able to get. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to Namur Road. Or where is it? Up here or up here? I can't remember which. I don't know if we'll be able to get there and to hold it. I don't know. It seems like it may be more worthwhile to literally just set up a ring kind of, or use the river, or set up something where the Prussians get themselves worked up in a tizzy and try to come counterattack me and end up getting a lot of their guys killed in the process to gain a victory. Or, like what I mean, I can't deny that I'm impressed by, I think it was Rome's brigade over here. Who is it? I can't deal with any more stress right now. I'll just be honest. Got these guns coming up. I think it's Rome's brigade over here. Look at all this artillery that I've got up. Ooh, man, oh man, that's sexy. Let's select one of these units. Oh, Le Capitaine's brigade. Okay. And he is part of Vichery's division. So, yeah, our line over here with 4th Corps, I think, kind of shifted to the left considerably, with Vichery's division kind of, Pichou getting really chewed up over here. I could go to my OOB and look up Pichou's division, select him. Yeah, he just got beat to shred. That was, whew, ouch. He started with 5,965 troops. He's got 534 effectives is what it says here. That's a low number. It kind of makes you go, oh my God. And he lost 3,300 here, you might say. He started with close to 6,000. So, I mean, his division still has, about 3,300 troops. They're just, the guys are scattered all to hell and gone, and will probably be difficult to find. And that's kind of what the game, I think, that helps you to, it represents that rather well. This division, Pichou's division, is no longer an effective fighting force. That's the idea. It's not that all the guys are, gone. They kind of are. I mean, the guys basically went from being in nice dressed formations ready for battle and fighting in combat in hell, in bloody freaking hell out here in these fields, to, camping and hiding and chilling out in some fields back here, taking some R&R, you know, way back here even over this direction, you know, with their non-commissioned officers all, you know, joining them, and, you know, whoever, you know, and they'll be able to get them back together again and form up for the march ahead, whatever that may be, or the march, the retreat, or whatever. You know, they may reform to form a rearguard action or something. But many of their comrades are laying out here in the field, sadly, in that tough tangle with that Prussian division that counterattacked over here at Ligny. Turns out Vichery's division was able to kind of come to the rescue, take this position, advance. With Deprieux, you know, let's take a look at what quality of a commander is he. You know, regular. Oh, look, not Deprieux, Le Capitaine. Regular quality leader. And this cavalry, which was really helpful. And push into Ligny. I never expected that the AI would be able to do that with that force strength against what I saw in front of them. But AI didn't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. And so now, again, it might be worthwhile to just go ahead, take the Ligny objective and the 1,000 points. Boom, thank you. There's another 1,000 points toward at least a minor victory. And then order perhaps a some sort of a general advance in this direction. I don't know. I'm still not bought into that. I'm really not. And quite frankly, if I don't do that, I don't want to do this. So I'll have to think about that some more. If anybody wants to you know, comment about it, of course you're welcome to. There's always the old guard still here to consider. And then the thing that I didn't mention yet, as we go back, I want to go back to the overall picture here. So it shows here my strength. My troop strength is now down to about 48,600 troops-ish. And that comprises you know, a good portion of the 3rd Corps. Let's go to the OOB. Here we are, Van Damme's Corps. Let's select him. Yeah, Van Damme's he's taken a licking, no doubt about it, and that's mostly some of, you know, from the fighting that has happened in Saint-Amand. Not so much Saint-Amand La Haye. We took that really quickly and without a whole lot of bloodshed. He's up 272 points, and that's probably much to thank for his artillery, most likely. And he's still got, though, on this left side of our line, about 12,000 troops, 11,700 troops to fight with. And he's got a lot of cavalry support. We've got a lot of good, effective fighting troops over on this side of our line. We could take a look again at Milhaud's Cavalry Corps. Yeah, we've got another 3,100 cavalrymen who are gaining a lot of points, who've gotten a lot of good kills. We could go to our Guard Cav, which is really, I think, our Guard Cav over here on the left. There's another 2,000 cavalrymen. So there you're looking at, you know, we're kind of starting to push about 20,000 troops over there on the left that are kind of still fresh and ready to go, you might say. And so it's a really healthy line here for, you know, any kind of aggressive action moving forward toward Briey, toward Wagnally. But what the encouraging thing is, kind of going back to what I was going to mention before, is that, excuse me, gotta wet my whistle, is that I still have, as I'd mentioned before, we're at, you know, now 50,000. In this, you know, when in this battle, when you're playing as the French, things are starting to get kind of mixed up like this, and you know, it's a little back and forth, and you're at this stage of the fight, and you get down to this kind of 48 number, right? And you know that the Prussians brought something like 82,000 to the field. You know that. And so 13,000 Prussians down means, you know, close to 60. So the Prussians still outnumber you by a little over 10,000 troops. Granted, the other thing you know is that most of them are over here. A lot of them. Not most of them, but a lot of them. About 20,000 of them are over here. And if you want to add these guys in, these guys too. So you're looking at 23,000 troops out of 60 that are over here. All that you've got left is a straight up one-on-one, mano-y-mano. Pretty much, I've got him outnumbered by 10,000 troops on this side of the field. And I've got the Guard right here that basically, let's, you look it up in the OOB. And, you know, you just haven't seen it yet. You know, like, those of you out there who've played this game enough to know what the Guard does when you move it into the enemy will feel me on this. But so the Guard is the whole Guard with the Young Guard included. The Old Guard is okay. There's Friant's about 4,600 troops. Moran is another 5,100. Okay, so you know, close to 10,000 troops. All right, well, yeah, it might as well be another Third Corps, basically, or better, frankly. It could be. The Guard is so good. They just walk up and shoot, and guys run away, and that's the way that it goes. That's the it has to do with a representation, and while I talk about the Guard, might as well give due respect to the troops you're referring to by spending a little time appreciating them here on the battlefield. These were really, I mean, it's kind of controversial, right? These were guys who were kind of, as far as I understand it, they were members of a lot of the, I think, the Grenadier flank companies from a lot of battalions in Napoleonic regiments who basically survived the longest and who could shoot the fastest. Rate of fire was an important part of 19th century combat, linear combat. I mean, as we talked about before, as you're trying to send as much lead out in one direction as possible, you're trying to send it out as fast as you possibly can when you need to. And these guys could shoot. They knew how to load and fire. When it came right down to it, boom, boom, 3 shots. And they're hitting guys. And not only that, these are big, tall, you know, these are the big 6-foot Frenchmen, the 5'10" muscly guys. And so you're looking at basically, you know, the badasses, truly, who have survived combat for years, who have decided to come back for one last hurrah to fight with Napoleon in this thing. And yeah, there's 10,000 of them, but it's kind of more like 20,000. They fight like a full regular Army Corps with even a little bit more punch all by themselves. And then you have, kind of just as a beautiful little side benefit, and you know, this is a full examination of the Guard Corps because I will be using them. I will be using them as we move forward in this fight. The Young Guard, which were troops that, you know, were kind of more like, you know, as you can see here with some of these uniforms, and you love the way that they've done these, kind of maybe more from the Voltigeur or the light infantry flank companies, or some of the line infantry guys who showed a lot of skill, a lot of acumen, or guys who just, you know, they were sharp, likable dudes. Probably, you know, probably a lot of them got lucky, quite frankly, but you know, were looked up to, I think, by plenty in the French military culture, who made up this Young Guard, who were, as you can see here, not particularly good troops, so to speak. So, you know, but they got to wear the cool uniform, good-looking dudes, you know, are a good, solid division, and, you know, that's all to speak kindly of them. They're not that great, the Young Guard, at least in this particular scenario, in this particular campaign. These guys are a lot of popular dudes who came back to fight for Napoleon, and you know, that's kind of it. And lined up and did the best they could. We do have a couple of them that are, you know, some of these guys are salty. Here we go. We've got some regulars right here. You know, this is a unit, say the 1st Voltigeurs, like I was talking about. These guys who are the light infantry flank company guys who are probably maybe more nimble, maybe better shots a little bit there. Of Chartrand's brigade. Same here with these Voltigeurs. The 1st Voltigeurs, the 1st and 2nd Battalion 1st Voltigeurs here. But then you have the rest who are line guys. You've got your Voltigeurs from Guillot's brigade. These guys are seasoned over here as well. So it looks like Chartrand's the only guys, you know, of these popular Young Guard members who are you know, some pretty good, solid troops. The seasoned troops, they're decent, you know, those are good, decent, just like the 3rd Corps, just like the 4th Corps French troops. Same for these guys, pretty much. Same for all of them. So what I'm saying essentially is that along with the buzzsaw that is the Old Guard comes this nice, solid division of, you know, front line, because you send in the Young Guard because the Old Guard gets the job done. The Young Guard doesn't ever finish the job. The Old Guard does, and that's the way it goes. And the Young Guard's just some nice way to establish the Guard's line, and then use the big-time guys to win the fight. Send them in, send them forward, get them shooting, get them charging, and they'll go win the battle for you. And we're going to be doing a little bit of that, I think, coming up here before too much longer. And I'm sorry to yap so long, but, you know, I can talk about this stuff for days, and we've got plenty more action to analyze. This is over here going to be a key position in the battle that causes casualties. That's going to continue to be that way. But for now, I think that I'm going to call this a good ending point. We're at, you know, key area of the battle here, where we kind of make a decision on what to do next when I start the next phase. We're at, again, about 5:30, and we have, I think, another 4 hours of fighting to go. Boy, this is fun stuff. Love having you guys along for the ride. Give it a like. Hit that subscribe. Of course, the bell notification for when you want to get notified about when I post videos on this thing. Norpsoft Dev, Scourge of War, Waterloo, Bank 60s, rolling with you, Battle of Ligny, retelling it the way that I do. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm going to go ahead, hit that save battle button on this thing. And we're going to call it good. We'll see you in the next time.